Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 23 of our 10 Minute Trades podcast. I'm Lee Goldstein, the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. And I want to start off today by talking a little bit about our streaming. As you know, we've been streaming 4 or 5 times a week. And it's been a great way for us to give you free information during times of great difficulty and great stress in the world. We started over a year ago as the pandemic was heating up, and we've continued through the war in the Ukraine to bring you this great content for free. We're going to change the way we stream, not for any economic or sales reasons, but we have so many new setups and new trading methodologies. In addition to our regular DNA breakout and range trades, DMMs, our daily reports, that we want people to come to the trade room so you can truly take advantage of the new setups. Because the streaming is somewhat delayed on the internet, it's a little bit difficult to also to go over all of the setups all of the time in a short stream. So we want to highlight one very excellent stream each week. So we'll continue to bring you great free content. But I just would like to recommend that you come into the trade room for the bulk of our setups. It also gives you the opportunity to be aware of any last minute changes that are being made because I don't have to tell you how crazy and volatile these markets are, especially due to the war in Ukraine. So we gave all this free content honestly because times are tough and we wanted people to have a way to find methods to trade and ways to make money, and we didn't want to charge for it. We've always given of ourselves very freely over the years. I've been here for going on 6 years now, and we have many, many free trade rooms, and that was, the main reason behind our free streaming. So we're not going to remove or get rid of our free streaming. We're just going to change the way we highlight it. And of course, we'll stream anytime that we feel it's necessary, fun, and worthwhile. So just a heads up, it's not that we're taking something away. I feel like that if you come into the trade room, we'll be giving you something extra. And also, there still will be at least one fantastic stream each week. So just a heads up about our new streaming policy. Now, I know I seem like a broken record, but every week has been very challenging over the past month, at least, maybe a little bit longer. The war in Ukraine has made trading news challenging. So it's just you have to pivot, create new setups, and be able to modify what you're doing in order to stay relevant. And we've done a great job of that. And, just know that we have 2 to 3 open market trades a day that we're trading. The NQ open, the oil open, sometimes the gold open, and they're doing very, very well. Members are making money. So I'm not going to go over each individual open. I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying all week, every week in the podcast, that you want to make your way into the trade room to learn the new setups for these market opens. Members are making money. I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. They're making money, and they're telling me. They're bragging about it in the room. So, I'll talk about the opens briefly. Most of the opens worked all week. I've not been stopped out on an NQ open since we started over a month ago. It's a fantastic setup. I did make a terrible mistake this week trading one of the gold opens, one of the oil opens. I accidentally traded the large oil contract and got stopped out for a large loss. That should have been a small loss, and I had to work really hard all week to make my money back. And I'm happy to say we wound up very green for the week. So I made it through. I had a bad day of trading. Let's leave it at that. I made some decisions that could have been better, but it was all fine. You learn from your mistakes, and that's the lesson that we always take. You just have to pay attention. I say that every week. Pay attention to what you're doing. That's like really important. So let's get down to some of the specific trades. In the beginning of the week, we had ISM manufacturing. Now, ISM manufacturing, we are trading it in the trade room as a trap trade. because the breakout has not been working well. Gold was down over $50 when we got into the trade room. That's a monstrous amount of movement in the index. I was concerned that possibly the trade wouldn't respond normally because we're trading gold on ISM manufacturing. So when I had a decent quick profit, I took it. So ISM manufacturing, it was a nice profit, but it was a quick profit. We didn't trade the Australia rate statement, but if you go back and look at the charts, it was a monster move, 12:30 in the morning Eastern time, and that was on Tuesday. I'm working hard to get a DMM for next month's Royal Bank of Australia rate statement. It's a fantastic mover. Tuesday, we also had the JOLTS report. That's becoming more and more important of a report. The market's looking at it because it's a jobs oriented report, job openings to be specific. And there were a lot of them. It's ironic, though, it was not a gigantic impact. As a breakout trade, it would have hit a target one, meaning it didn't follow through. And as a trap trade, it didn't work at all. So we're still really testing jolts because it's been very inconsistent. I've been testing it, believe it or not, for more than 6 months, have not been able to come up with a perfect setup for it. And API on Tuesday, I was testing whether or not it's viable to trade micro oil on the API report. It is not. I don't recommend it. Even though I made money on it, the full size contract would have been a much, much better winner than the micro. So do not trade the micro oil when the oil markets are generally closed, which is the case with the API report, because that is a 4:30 Eastern Time PM report. The oil market is closed essentially. So trade the full contract if you're going to trade API with us. Wednesday, we had incredible high hopes for the ADP report, one of our best performing reports over all the years that I've been here at JOBB 10-minute trades. There was no reaction. It was a very late reaction, if at all. So there was no trade, just a canceled trade on ADP. Shocking. It's been 2 months of very minimal reactions on that report. So we'll keep our eye on that report for next month. And then we also had ISM services. Now that was my day of a little bit difficult trading. ISM services, the daily trade report, has 5 out of 6 winners on the breakout trade. And I traded the breakout trade. But I had a great trap trade last month on ISM services. Why didn't I just trade the trap trade again this month? The breakout trade hit my first target, reversed so fast that I couldn't get out of the market without a $70 loss. The trap trade was a monster winner. So, when you make a decision, you have to live with it. Don't torture yourself, but going forward, we'll be using the trap trade for ISM services. And then on Wednesday also, we had crude oil inventories. Now, oil and gas have both been trading very well lately. We've also slightly updated our daily trade setups on both indexes, oil and gas. The oil trade with our new brackets definitely was a winner. If you traded that report, the breakout was excellent. And that was Wednesday, except for the most important event of the week, the FOMC statement. Now, I had done days and days of testing on the FOMC statement. But here's the issue. How do you test something that there is no testing for? A 50 basis point hike that hasn't been done in years and years and years. So I knew a couple of things. I knew there'd be a big move. But what I didn't know was, would it come on the breakout the moment the news was released, or would it be a range? We actually had 2 different setups ready to go, and we made money on both of them. One was a breakout, one was a range. The FOMC statement also, there's tremendous opportunity at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time when the news conference begins if you like discretionary trading. But the FOMC statement was a nice winner for us, and it has been on a regular basis now. It's a good event to trade. Thursday morning, we got into the trade room real early, 6:45 Eastern Time. for the Bank of England rate statement. These rate statements have the potential to give you tremendous profits. And there are many things you can do with the software, the way that you set up the inputs that will help you to maximize your profits. So that's why it's always important to spend time with us in the trade room, because we're always going over how to set up the software. Well, I got up early. I had a breakout trade set up and it hit my first target and reversed very quickly. So it was only a target one trade. Again, another opportunity. Opportunities after bank rate statements are definitely there. If you like discretionary trading, there are opportunities, and our software has been updated over the years now, so it's fantastic to use with discretionary trading systems. Thursday's unemployment claims at 8:30 traded with non-farm productivity, a quarterly report which had preliminary data, the most impactful data, and that was a winner. We made a moderate amount of money on that trade. It would also, we have a new range trade for that time of the day, which is working well with all of the jobless claims, the Thursday unemployment claims we call them. And then what happens is this Thursday unemployment claims mixed in with some major reports. Like upcoming, we have Thursday claims with PPI. Those are one medium-sized report, the jobs, and PPI, which is a producer price index and inflation report. That's going to be a big mover. So we have a new setup for those Thursday trades that's working really well. And then our final event on Thursday was natural gas. We've updated the daily market mover, the trade report, to reflect the move in size that we're seeing out of natural gas. Our targets are much bigger, and Thursday's natural gas, if you chose to trade it, big winner. Friday, the trade of the month. The first week of the month, which we're just finishing up, is always a very busy week with the ISM reports, ADP report, bank rate statements sometimes are mixed in, but the U.S. jobs report, no matter what's going on in the world, everybody watches that report. It also traded today with Canada's jobs report. When Canada trades with the U.S. jobs report, I consider it a family money trade, and it was a winning, nice trade today. The U.S. jobs report, I lost a ton of sleep worrying about this report. It hasn't been behaving well for months. Gold's been challenging. The euro's been challenging. Trading the ZN bonds have been incredibly difficult. And frankly, I didn't want to finish out the week with a losing trade. I hate finishing the week with a losing trade. There's nothing nicer than helping everybody come up with a winner just as the weekend is coming. And it's great when a report works, but I was extremely worried about the jobs report. I didn't want to trade the euro because I knew it hadn't been working and my testing of bonds wasn't very promising. Chantal and I have been working behind the scenes on a range trade for the NQ and the ES. I traded the ES live, but here's what's interesting. My boss, Eric, traded our gold daily market report in the background in his office down in Florida, and he had a very profitable trade trading our DMM. I traded an experimental trade, which we do often in the trade room. But what's interesting is this. We maintain our consistency by having the DMMs available to trade. Yes, sometimes we modify them. Yes, sometimes we change them radically, but they're always available. We're always commenting on their safety and the way that they should be traded. But in the trade room, again, we're always updating the trades because we sometimes test up until hours before the event. That's how complicated these markets can be. And we take what we do seriously, and it's very important to do the testing so you can come up with these great new trades. The ES range trade, I felt very comfortable trading it. And remember this, if I'm trading it live in the trade room, it means I'm putting the settings out there for anybody else to trade it live with me. ES the ES range trade was a real nice winner. Gold breakout was a very nice winner. And members that traded the jobs report, most of them reported that they had very good winning trades. As I said, Canada's jobs report was a winner. Our opens after the jobs report, oil and the NQ, Both were winners, so we finished out the week on a great trading day. People made money. People learned a lot because we invited a lot of non-members into the room for the jobs report. And I just want to thank everybody, as usual, for watching the podcast, for listening to our wrap up, and make a comment on this video. Anything you want to say, I'll answer. More than happy to discuss what we do with you anytime. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember our new streaming once a week, a super stream. And I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for watching and spending time with us. I'll see you next week in the trade room. Take care, everyone. Lee Goldstein, the trading director, over and out.